Alcatraz vs. Evil Librarians, page 126. Enlivened, Bastille said, shivering. She glanced at me, standing up. When Sing trips, Medri always duck. You trip whenever there's danger. Of course not, Sing said. I only trip when there's danger and when tripping will be helpful. Or at least that's usually the way it works. Better than your talent, Ocular, Bastille said with a snort. Do you want to tell me how you managed to break the carpet? I glanced down. The carpet lay unraveled around me, separated into individual strands of yarn. Come on, Bastille said. We should keep moving. I nodded, as did Sing, and we continued along the perimeter of the musty library chamber. We walked in silence. The sight of the apprentices had reminded us of the need for stealth. However, it quickly grew apparent to me that searching through that room wouldn't lead us to the sands of Rashid, despite the room's many alcoves. The thousands upon thousands of bookshelves made it feel like a cubicle-filled office for demonic bibliophiles. It didn't seem like the kind of place where one kept objects of great power. I figured that the sands would be in a locked room, or perhaps a laboratory, not a vast storage chamber. I spotted a stairwell to the right, and I waved to the others. We should go up to the second floor. Bastille raised an eyebrow. We haven't finished checking this room yet. We don't have time, I said, glancing at the hourglass Grandpa Smedley had given me. This room is too big. Besides, it doesn't feel right. We're going to let the fate of the world rest on your feelings, she asked flatly. He is our Ocular Bastille, Sing reminded her. If he says we go up, then we go up. Besides, he's probably right. The sands aren't likely to be here in the stacks. Somewhere in this building should be a lens forge. That's where they'd probably got the sands. Bastille sighed, then shrugged. Whatever, she said, pushing past me to lead the way toward the stairs. I was a little bit surprised that they'd listened to me. I followed Bastille, and Sing took the rear. The stairwell was made of stone, and it reminded me distinctly of something one might find in a medieval castle. It wound in circles around itself, and was encased entirely in a massive stone pillar, lit by little frosted windows that let in marginal amounts of daylight. After several minutes of climbing the steep steps, I was puffing. Shouldn't we have reached the second floor by now? Space distortion, Bastille said from in front of me. You didn't honestly expect the librarians to confine their entire base into a building as small as this one looks. No, I said. I saw the stretching aura outside. But I mean, how far up can this stairwell go? As far as it needs to, Bastille said testily. I sighed, but continued to climb. By that logic, the stairwell could go on forever. I didn't, however, want to contemplate that point. For how advanced do people always claim to be? You'd think that the librarians would have elevators in their buildings. Bastille snorted. Elevators. How primitive. Well, they're better than stairs. Of course they are, Bastille said. It took society centuries to develop from the elevator to flight of stairs. I found that doesn't make any sense. Stairs are far less advanced than elevators. She glanced over her shoulder, looking at me over the top of her sunglasses. I was annoyed to know that she didn't seem the least bit winded. Don't be silly, she said. Why would elevators be more advanced than stairs? Obviously, stairs take more effort to climb, are harder to construct, and are far more healthy to use. Therefore, they took longer to develop. Don't you realize how stupid you sound when you claim otherwise? No, I said, annoyed. The opposite is stupid to me. Does everything you say have to sound like an insult? Only when I intend to be insulting, she said, turning and resuming her climb. I sighed, looked back at Sing, who just shrugged and smiled, still carrying his gym bag of guns. We kept moving. Stairs are more advanced than elevators, I thought. Ridiculous. Caves, shadows, and cheesecake. We eventually reached the top of the stairwell, and it opened out into a long hallway constructed of stone blocks. Along this hallway was a line of large, thick wooden doors set into stone archways. This is more like it, I said. I'll bet the sands are behind one of these doors. Well, Bastille said, let's try one then. I nodded, then walked up the first door. I listened at it for a moment, but either there was no sound on the other side, or the wood was so thick that I couldn't hear anything. See any darkness around the door? Bastille whispered. I shook my head. The dark ocular probably isn't in there then, Bastille said quietly. It could open into anything, Sing said. Well, we'll never find the sands if we keep to the hallways, Bastille said. I glanced at the other doors. None of them seemed to glow any more than the others. Bastille was right. We had to start trying them, and any one was as good as the next. So I took a breath and pushed against the door in front of me. I had intended to move it open slowly so we could peek in, but the door swung far more easily than I had expected. It flew open, exposing a large room beyond, and I stumbled into the doorway. The room was filled with dinosaurs, real, live, moving dinosaurs. One of them waved at me. I paused for a moment. Oh? I finally said. Is that all? I was worried that I might find something strange in here. Chapter 9. So, Alcatraz vs. Evil Librarians, Chapter 9, tomorrow's episode.